My dear soul, I come to you today with a heart full of special affection, as I bring news from above, a message the angels entrusted me with to deliver directly to you. There's a stir in the celestial realms, a response to a prayer made with such intensity it shook the very foundation of the unseen. This person who holds such a significant place in your thoughts, who at times seems so distant and unreachable, reached a breaking point, a point where pride dissolved, defenses crumbled, and the soul, in its purest, most vulnerable state, cried out for help. The angels want you to understand, first and foremost, that this individual asked for a miracle. It wasn't a casual wish or fleeting desire. It was a plea from the depth of a being who felt lost, who looked at their own existence and saw a vast void, a void shaped like you, your essence. They looked to the future and couldn't envision happiness or meaning without your presence. And in that moment of profound self-honesty, they turned to the cosmos, to the greater force that governs all things, and made a desperate appeal. They sought a sign, a bridge, an opportunity, a genuine miracle to find their way back to you. The angels show me the scene with touching clarity. It wasn't a spoken prayer, but a silent cry from the soul, a moment of complete surrender. Imagine this individual, perhaps on a lonely night or during deep thought, feeling the weight of every wrong choice, every unspoken word, every missed opportunity. They felt the absence of your light, your laughter, your support, so overwhelmingly that the only escape they found was to look skyward and plead. They asked that if there was still a spark of hope, if the love that once united you still held any value in the grand scheme of the cosmos, that a door would open, that a path would be shown. They committed to following that path, no matter how difficult it appeared. What I will reveal next may change everything you thought about your situation, for the cosmos not only listened, it responded immediately and powerfully. This sincere prayer activated a current of energy that began to rearrange the pieces on both your life boards. What once seemed like insurmountable walls began to transform into simple hurdles, and these hurdles are, one by one, being removed. Have you noticed that certain coincidences in your existence aren't mere coincidences? Small signals, memories that appear out of nowhere, a feeling that something significant is about to occur? This isn't your imagination, dear soul. It's the echo of the cosmos's answer to that prayer. Before continuing, type this affirmation in the comments. I deserve relationships based on trust and harmony. Now let's proceed. The angels want you to grasp the magnitude of this act. People ruled by ego rarely reach this level of humility. For this individual, admitting to themselves and to a greater power that they couldn't move forward without you was the biggest step they could have taken toward their own healing, and consequently, toward you. This request wasn't for the cosmos to bring you back to the same situation as before, but to transform them into the person they need to be, to deserve to stand by your side again. It's a request for growth, for reconciliation, and the heavens rejoice when a soul seeks its best version out of love. So, understand that the distance you sense is being filled by a celestial intervention. The miracle has already begun. It is unfolding right now, at this very moment, and the effects of this powerful prayer will soon become visible in your reality. Prepare your heart, for what was requested with such faith is being granted with infinite grace. My dear soul, now that you comprehend the source of this celestial movement, the angels wish to deepen your understanding of how the cosmos is orchestrating this reply. That person's prayer was like a seed of light planted in fertile soil, and the cosmos's answer is not a single grand event, but a delicate and continuous unfolding, a series of synchronicities being woven into the fabric of your realities. Since that sincere request was sent to the cosmos, a team of spiritual guides and angels has been assigned to actively work in this person's existence. The main objective is to awaken their awareness, helping them clearly see what was once obscured by fear, insecurity, or pride. The angels are placing clear and unmistakable signs in their path. Think of it as a trail of luminous breadcrumbs, guiding them back home, and that home, dear soul, is your heart. They may have heard a song on the radio, a special tune for both of you, at a time when they felt particularly down, or perhaps they found an old object, a photo, a letter, something that immediately transported them to a happy moment by your side. These are not accidents. These are angelic touches, gentle nudges from the cosmos saying, "Look here, feel this. This is real." There's something very important you need to understand about the nature of these signals. They are designed to speak directly to their soul, bypassing the rational mind that so often creates excuses and barriers. They might initially try to rationalize these occurrences, calling them coincidences. But the frequency and intensity with which they are happening will become so overwhelming that it will be impossible to deny their origin. The angels show me they have been having vivid and meaningful dreams of you. In these dreams, you are not discussing the past, but living in a harmony you might never have fully achieved in waking life. They wake up with a sense of peace, with your scent in the air, with the memory of your touch. These dreams are portals, soul encounters happening on the spiritual plane to prepare the ground for the physical reunion. They serve to remind them of the potential of your connection, of who they can be when both are healed and aligned. Now, before we continue this message, type 888 in the comments to claim the abundance of love and harmony the cosmos is pouring into your existence. If this message is touching your heart and offering the comfort you needed, consider leaving a "thanks a lot." This small gesture of support allows us to continue being a beacon of light, bringing these insights to more souls who, like you, deserve to find peace and happiness. Your support is the energy that fuels this mission. With each passing day, the conviction within them grows. The idea that the separation was a terrible mistake solidifies. The miracle they sought is materializing as an internal clarity. They are beginning to understand their own patterns, to recognize where they failed, and more importantly, they are feeling a genuine desire to fix their mistakes, not just with words, but with transformative actions. The cosmos is giving them the courage they lacked. Each sign is a reinforcement, a confirmation that they are not imagining things, that the feeling pulling them toward you is real and guided by a higher force. This process is crucial, for it ensures that when they return, they will not be the same person who left. They will return with more awareness, more humility, and a much greater appreciation for what you share. The cosmos is not just bringing someone back to you, it is refining a soul so that they can perfectly fit with yours, this time in a lasting way. Trust this unseen process, for it is the purest expression of love in action. My dear soul, it is crucial that you grasp your active and powerful role in all this celestial dynamic. While the cosmos works tirelessly in that person's existence in response to their prayer, your own energy has been a beacon, an anchor that made this entire miracle possible. You may not have realized it, but your strength, your resilience, and your own spiritual progression created the energetic space necessary for this transformation to occur. The angels want you to recognize yourself as a co-creator of this new reality. Do not, for a moment, think you are a passive observer awaiting a result. Your vibration, your silent prayers, your moments of forgiveness, and your decision to focus on your own healing sent powerful waves through the cosmos, which intertwined with that person's request, amplifying it. There is an energetic cord that links you, a soul bond that transcends time and space. In moments when you chose self-love over sadness, when you opted for peace instead of resentment, you polished and strengthened this cord. You elevated your frequency, and in doing so, you became a vibrational example for them. Their soul, even from a distance, felt this change in you. It felt your light growing brighter, your energy more serene, and it was this perception, albeit unconscious, that inspired and impelled them to seek their own improvement. They felt that, to approach you again, they too would need to elevate themselves. Your growth was the silent invitation for them to grow as well. There is something even deeper happening that the angels ask me to reveal. Your progression of self-worth and personal healing was not just for your well-being. It was an act of unconditional love for your connection. By healing yourself, you were clearing the channels so that a purer and truer love could move between you in the future. You were preparing the ground, fertilizing the sacred soil of your heart, so that when the seed of reunion was planted, it could blossom into a garden of harmony, and not a field of old weeds. Before continuing, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. This helps us continue creating meaningful content and expand this current of light for you and for others who need guidance. Proceeding with the message, the angels are sending you a special sign. Your lucky number for today is 7. It symbolizes spiritual perfection, wisdom, and the intuition guiding you right now. Type in the comments, "I receive the energy of the angels. My lucky number is 7 and I am blessed. I send love and protection to the person I care about and deeply love." And if this message touched your heart, show your support with a "thanks a lot" and help spread this message of light to other people who need it. Your patience and your faith, even on the darkest days, were felt. Each time you surrendered the situation to the cosmos and trusted that a greater solution was being provided, you gave permission for the angels to work more freely. You let go of control, and in doing so, opened the doors to the miracle. Therefore, see yourself as a central piece in this entire process. Their request was the spark, but your energy was the fuel that kept the flame burning. Continue to nurture yourself. Love yourself. Prioritize yourself. Every step you take toward your own happiness is a step you take toward a healthy and balanced reunion. You are not waiting for someone to be happy. You are becoming happiness. And it is this vibration that is attracting back into your existence everything that belongs to you by right, including a renewed, healed, and heaven-blessed love. My dear soul, for the beauty of this miracle to fully anchor in your existence, the angels guide me to illuminate a crucial aspect of the process, the profound internal transformation this person is being invited to undergo. The cosmos's response to their request is not a magic wand that erases the past, but rather a healing intervention that compels them to confront the shadows that led to the separation. The biggest hurdle to your happiness was not external circumstances, but the internal barriers they built themselves: pride, fear of vulnerability, and unresolved emotional wounds. The miracle, in essence, is the dissolution of these barriers. The signs and synchronicities the cosmos is placing in their path serve a dual purpose. While reminding them of the love they feel for you, they also function as mirrors, reflecting the parts of themselves they need to heal. Every happy memory comes with a pang of regret, a sharp awareness of their own shortcomings. They are being led to a deep process of self-examination. Questions like, "Why did I push you away? What was I truly afraid of? Why couldn't I express what I felt?" are echoing in their mind. They can no longer avoid these questions. The angels are ensuring they face these truths, for healing can only begin with honest recognition. This internal process is not easy for them. Confronting one's own ego is one of the hardest battles a soul can fight. Admitting to oneself that pride blinded them, that fear paralyzed them, requires immense courage. And it is precisely this courage that the cosmos is nurturing within them now. They are learning the lesson of humility, understanding that true love does not thrive on arrogance, but on the ability to be vulnerable, to admit mistakes, and to ask for forgiveness. The angels ask you to send compassion to them at this time, for they are, in essence, deconstructing an old version of themselves, so that a new and more authentic one can be born. Before we continue, the angels ask you to do an exercise of letting go that will accelerate not only their healing, but yours as well. In the comments, list people, including yourself, whom you would like to forgive. Picture each one, send love, and say, "I forgive you," and release you. May peace be with you. Feel the lightness and freedom that forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice every day to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. Now, continuing the message, this transformation is the assurance that their return will not be a repetition of the same cycles. The cosmos is ensuring they come back to you not out of need or loneliness, but out of a conscious choice, based on a new level of emotional and spiritual maturity. They are learning to take responsibility for their feelings and actions. The great discovery for them has been realizing that the happiness they seek cannot be found in anyone else or in any other situation, but that the connection with you was the catalyst that brought them closer to their best self. You inspired them to be better, and in your absence, they felt that inspiration wither. Therefore, the miracle they sought was, ultimately, a request for self-transformation. And by healing themselves, they are becoming worthy of the love you have to offer. Be at peace, dear soul, knowing that the love being prepared for you is a stronger, more aware, and truer love, forged in the fire of overcoming and blessed by the wisdom of the cosmos. The waiting was not in vain. It was the necessary time for both hearts to be truly ready. My dear soul, for the beauty of this miracle to fully anchor in your existence, the angels guide me to illuminate a crucial aspect of the process: the profound internal transformation this person is being invited to undergo. The cosmos's response to their request is not a magic wand that erases the past, but rather a healing intervention that compels them to confront the shadows that led to the separation. The biggest hurdle to your happiness was not external circumstances, but the internal barriers they built themselves: pride, fear of vulnerability, and unresolved emotional wounds. The miracle, in essence, is the dissolution of these barriers. The signs and synchronicities the cosmos is placing in their path serve a dual purpose. While reminding them of the love they feel for you, they also function as mirrors, reflecting the parts of themselves they need to heal. Every happy memory comes with a pang of regret, a sharp awareness of their own shortcomings. They are being led to a deep process of self-examination. Questions like, why did I push you away? What was I truly afraid of? Why couldn't I express what I felt? Are echoing in their mind. They can no longer avoid these questions. The angels are ensuring they face these truths, for healing can only begin with honest recognition. This internal process is not easy for them. Confronting one's own ego is one of the hardest battles a soul can fight. Admitting to oneself that pride blinded them, that fear paralyzed them, requires immense courage. And it is precisely this courage that the cosmos is nurturing within them now. They are learning the lesson of humility, understanding that true love does not thrive on arrogance, but on the ability to be vulnerable, to admit mistakes, and to ask for forgiveness. The angels ask you to send compassion to them at this time, for they are, in essence, deconstructing an old version of themselves, so that a new and more authentic one can be born. Before we continue, the angels ask you to do an exercise of letting go that will accelerate not only their healing, but yours as well. In the comments, list people, including yourself, whom you would like to forgive. Picture each one, send love, and say, I forgive you and release you. May peace be with you. Feel the lightness and freedom that forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice every day to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. Now, continuing the message. This transformation is the assurance that their return will not be a repetition of the same cycles. The cosmos is ensuring they come back to you not out of need or loneliness, but out of a conscious choice, based on a new level of emotional and spiritual maturity. They are learning to take responsibility for their feelings and actions. The great discovery for them has been realizing that the happiness they seek cannot be found in anyone else or in any other situation, but that the connection with you was the catalyst that brought them closer to their best self. You inspired them to be better, and in your absence, they felt that inspiration wither. Therefore, the miracle they sought was, ultimately, a request for self-transformation, and by healing themselves, they are becoming worthy of the love you have to offer. Be at peace, dear soul, knowing that the love being prepared for you is a stronger, more aware, and truer love, forged in the fire of overcoming and blessed by the wisdom of the cosmos. The waiting was not in vain. It was the necessary time for both hearts to be truly ready. My dear soul, for this miracle's beauty to fully root in your existence, the angels guide me to illuminate a crucial aspect of the process: the profound internal transformation this person is being invited to experience. The cosmos's response to their plea isn't a magical spell that erases the past, but rather a healing intervention that compels them to confront the shadows that led to the separation. The greatest hurdle to your happiness wasn't external circumstances, but the internal barriers they built: pride, fear of vulnerability, and unresolved emotional wounds. The miracle, in its core, is the dissolving of these barriers. The signs and synchronicities the cosmos is placing in their path serve a dual purpose. While reminding them of the love they feel for you, they also act as mirrors, reflecting the parts of themselves they need to heal. Every happy memory comes with a pang of regret, a sharp awareness of their own flaws. They are being led through a deep process of self-examination. Questions like, why did I push you away? What was I truly afraid of? Why couldn't I express what I felt? Are echoing in their mind. They can no longer escape these questions. The angels are ensuring they face these truths, for healing can only begin with honest recognition. This internal progression isn't easy for them. Confronting one's own ego is one of the hardest battles a soul can wage. Admitting to themselves that pride blinded them, that fear paralyzed them, requires immense courage, and it is precisely this courage that the cosmos is nurturing within them now. They are learning the lesson of humility, understanding that true love doesn't thrive on arrogance, but on the ability to be vulnerable, to admit mistakes, and to ask for forgiveness. The angels ask that you send compassion to them at this moment, for they are, in essence, deconstructing an old version of themselves so that a new and more authentic one can be born. Before we continue, the angels ask you to perform an exercise of letting go that will accelerate not only their healing, but yours too. In the comments, list people, including yourself, whom you would like to forgive. Picture each one, send love, and say, "I forgive you and release you. May peace be with you." Feel the lightness and freedom that forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice daily to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. Now, continuing the message, this transformation is the guarantee that their return won't be a repetition of the same cycles. The cosmos is ensuring they come back to you not out of need or loneliness, but out of a conscious choice, based on a new level of emotional and spiritual maturity. They are learning to take responsibility for their feelings and actions. The great realization for them has been perceiving that the happiness they seek cannot be found in anyone else or in any other situation, but that the connection with you was the catalyst that brought them closer to their best self. You inspired them to be better, and in your absence, they felt that inspiration wither. Therefore, the miracle they sought was, ultimately, a request for self-transformation. And by healing themselves, they are becoming worthy of the love you have to offer. Be at peace, dear soul, knowing that the love being prepared for you is a stronger, more aware, and truer love, forged in the fire of overcoming and blessed by the wisdom of the cosmos. The waiting wasn't in vain. It was the necessary time for both hearts to be truly ready, my dear soul. The angels want you to grasp the true essence of the miracle that was sought and is now fully underway. It's important to clarify the notion that a miracle is a break from natural laws. In reality, a miracle is the perfect and accelerated application of the higher laws of love, forgiveness, and grace. It's the cosmos realigning energies and circumstances in a way that appears extraordinary to our limited perception, but which follows a perfect celestial logic. What this person requested was an intervention, and what the cosmos granted was an alignment. Think of it as a grand cosmic orchestra. Before, the instruments of your lives were out of tune and out of rhythm, creating a discordant melody. Their prayer was the request for the conductor to take charge. Now, every aspect is being tuned and synchronized. Obstacles that seemed immense are being shown as mere illusions or misunderstandings. For instance, if the distance was due to misinterpreted words, the cosmos will create a situation where the truth can clearly surface. If there was outside influence sowing discord, that influence is being neutralized and removed from your path. If the barrier was financial or geographical, unexpected doors are opening to resolve those issues. The miracle unfolds on a practical level, in everyday existence. You may begin to notice this in subtle ways. People who were once a problem may change their attitude or simply move away. Opportunities that facilitate a future reconnection may appear from nowhere. The energy around you is being cleansed and prepared. There is something very important you need to understand. The cosmos always seeks the path of least resistance. Their prayer removed the greatest resistance of all, lack of willingness and ego. With this primary barrier gone, the natural current of love can flow freely again. The miracle isn't about forcing something that isn't meant to be, but rather removing everything that prevented what was already meant to happen. This message reached you at the right time, but you need to act quickly, not with external actions, but with internal alignment. Keep your vibration high, trust the process. Your faith is your contribution to this alignment happening even faster and smoother. The angels ask you to observe the small miracles already happening around you, the peace you feel in your heart, the renewed hope, the small signs of synchronicity. All of this is part of the grand tapestry being woven. This person's return will not be an isolated event, but the culmination of a series of small miracles that prepared the way. The cosmos does not operate with coercion. It operates with invitation. This person is being invited every moment to take the next step. The courage they feel, the clarity they gain, the longing that drives them, all of this is part of the cosmos's loving persuasion. So, when you think of the miracle, do not imagine a lightning bolt from the sky. Imagine a river that was dammed, and that now, with the dam removed, returns to its natural course toward the ocean. Your love is that river, and your destination is that ocean of union. The miracle is, simply, love finding its way back home, and it is happening now. My dear soul, as the time for reunion draws near, it's natural for waves of doubt and uncertainty to arise, both in your heart and in this person's heart. The angels know this, and ask me to bring you a message of reassurance and empowerment. These doubts are not a sign that the miracle is failing. On the contrary, they are the last remnants of old energies being purged before the great change. Think of these doubts as shadows that lengthen when the sun is about to rise. They seem large and frightening, but they have no substance and will vanish completely with the arrival of light. In your heart, questions may arise such as, what if it's all just my imagination? Can I trust again? What if we hurt each other again? These are the voices of your protective ego, the part of you that fears vulnerability because of past wounds. Thank this part for trying to protect you, but consciously choose not to give it power. When these thoughts surface, take a deep breath and connect with the truth you felt upon hearing this message. Your intuition knows what is real. Trust this inner wisdom more than the voices of fear. On their side, doubts will also be present. They may have moments of panic, thinking, what if they reject me? Have I truly changed enough? Do I deserve this second chance? The fear of not being good enough or of repeating the same mistakes may make them hesitate at the last moment. It's a final test of their resolve. The cosmos is watching to see if the desire to be with you is stronger than the fear that kept them away. And the angels affirm with certainty, love will be stronger. What can you do to help dispel these clouds of doubt in both of you? Continue to vibrate in the energy of trust and love. Your unwavering faith creates a stable energy field that serves as a beacon for them. When they feel hesitation, your constant light will guide them forward. You don't need to do anything externally. Just maintain your inner peace. Each time a doubt arises in your mind, replace it with an affirmation of faith, such as, I trust the cosmos's timing and the power of love, or, I am open to receiving a healed and true love. These affirmations strengthen your energy field and send waves of security to their soul. Recall the request they made. It was an act of faith coming from a place of desperation. The cosmos honors that kind of sincerity. The miracle has already been ordained. What you are experiencing now is simply the natural unfolding of events. Doubts are like the turbulence an airplane faces before landing safely. It's uncomfortable, but it's part of the arrival process. Don't jump out of the plane because of turbulence. Stay in your seat, breathe, and trust that the celestial pilot knows exactly what they are doing. The landing will be smooth, and the destination is a place of peace and reunion. Believe this with every fiber of your being. For your belief is the force that illuminates the final moments of darkness before dawn. My dear soul, the angels now wish to show an even more subtle and beautiful layer of how your connection is being nurtured during this preparation. The communication that happens at the soul level. Long before words are exchanged on the physical plane, your spirits are already in deep and constant conversation. This is the language of the heart, the telepathy of love, which goes beyond any material barrier. Have you ever thought of them intensely and, moments later, felt an inexplicable wave of emotion, whether a sudden joy or a fleeting melancholy? Or perhaps you dreamt of them, and the dream felt so real, so tangible, that upon waking you took a moment to orient yourself to reality. These are not random events. They are proof of this soul communication. When they feel an overwhelming longing, their soul sends a signal, and your spirit, being so attuned, picks up that frequency. Similarly, when you send them thoughts of love and forgiveness, their soul receives that energy like a balm, even if their conscious mind doesn't understand the origin of that sudden relief. The angels are making this communication easier. They act as heavenly messengers, ensuring that the energy of love and healing you radiate to each other reaches its destination. They are clearing the channels of spiritual communication of any interference or negativity, so that the pure essence of your feelings can move freely. What I will reveal next may give you much peace, Their soul has already asked for forgiveness from yours. On a spiritual level, this conversation has already happened. The highest part of their being has already acknowledged their mistakes and expressed their regret. The highest part of your being has already accepted and forgiven. What is needed now is only for this spiritual truth to become clear on the physical plane, for the ego and personality to attain the wisdom that souls already share. This communication intensifies during sleep. The dream plane is a meeting point for souls. It is there that you are rehearsing the reunion, aligning your energies, resolving subtle issues, and getting used to each other's presence again. So, pay attention to your dreams. They may contain important messages and insights about both your healing processes. Trust these feelings and intuitions. If you feel a sudden urge to pray for them, do so. If you feel a wave of love, send it mentally. You are actively participating in this silent dialogue. You don't need to know what to say or how to say it. Just intend love, and your soul will know exactly how to translate that intention into the universal language that the other soul can understand. This silent dialogue is the foundation upon which the spoken dialogue will be built. When you finally meet to talk, you will notice that there is an unspoken understanding between you, a feeling of familiarity and comfort that words alone cannot explain. This will happen because in the realm of the spirit, you were never truly separate. The conversation began a long time ago, and the physical meeting will be just the continuation of a dialogue of love that was never interrupted. My dear soul, the energy is building, and the moment that once seemed a distant possibility now approaches with impressive speed. The angels show me that this person is on the verge of taking concrete action. The phase of reflection, receiving signals, and internal transformation is reaching a peak. The internal pressure to act, to break the silence, has become almost unbearable for them. It's like a dam about to burst, not for destruction, but to release a current of water that will bring new life to a dry field. The courage they sought from the cosmos is being given to them in increasing doses. The last traces of fear and pride are being dissolved by the overwhelming force of longing and the clarity that life without you lacks the same sparkle. They are no longer questioning if they should seek you, but how and when they will do it. They are rehearsing the first step in their mind, thinking of the right words, seeking the opportune moment. But the angels want you to understand that the cosmos will not let them hesitate for much longer. A perfect opportunity will be presented to them, a circumstance so precise and aligned that they will feel it's now or never. It could be a chance meeting, information that reaches them, or simply an impulse of courage so strong it becomes impossible to ignore. The cosmos, in its infinite wisdom, will create the perfect setting for this first contact to happen as smoothly and safely as possible. Prepare yourself, for your phone may ring, a message may arrive, or you may even encounter them unexpectedly. When this happens, the angels ask you to take a deep breath and remember everything that has been shown. Remember their request, their transformation, the celestial intervention. Do not react from old wounds, but respond from your current wisdom. You will feel a change in their energy. There will be a humility in their voice, a sincerity in their gaze that you may never have seen before. They will not come with the same arrogance or the same defenses of the past. They will come with a more open heart, albeit still afraid, ready to expose themselves. This is the culmination of the miracle in action. It is the moment when the unseen becomes visible. Your calm and groundedness will be crucial. You will be the anchor of peace in that moment. Your serenity will give them the security needed to open up completely. What I will reveal now is very important. Do not worry about what to say. Your heart will know. The angels will be with you, inspiring your words, guiding your actions. Just be present, be open, listen with your heart. The moment you've waited for which they prayed, is knocking at your door. It is no longer a dream, no longer a distant hope. It is becoming your new reality. The cosmos has done its part. Now, it gives you the pen so that you can, together, write the next part of this love story. My dear soul, we've reached the edge of a new beginning. The miracle that was sought, the intervention that was granted, all converged for a single purpose, to offer you the chance to experience love on a much higher level. The reunion isn't the final goal. It's the starting point for the true masterpiece your souls came to create together. The angels stress that the reason the cosmos moved heavens and earth to bring you together isn't simply to satisfy a romantic desire, but because your union has a greater purpose. Together, you create a light you cannot create separately. Together, you have the potential to heal, not just each other, but also to inspire everyone around you. This love, in its healed and aware form, is a beacon of hope. The separation was a necessary part of the plan. It was in this time of apparent darkness that both of you found your own light. You learned to love yourself unconditionally, to find your strength, and not to rely on anyone for your happiness. They learned humility, responsibility, and the invaluable worth of true connection. You are not returning to each other as two halves that complete each other, but as two whole beings who choose to walk side by side, amplifying each other's light. This new phase will be built on different foundations: honest communication, mutual respect, vulnerability, and a shared commitment to continuous growth. There will be challenges, for existence on Earth is a school, but this time you will have new tools. You will have the wisdom gained from past mistakes, and more importantly, you will have the blessing and continuous support of the spiritual realm, which worked so hard for this moment to arrive. The love that is reborn now is a sacred love. Honor it as such. Tend to it with the delicacy of a gardener caring for the rarest flower. Water it with words of appreciation. Fertilize it with acts of kindness. And pull out the weeds of doubt and resentment as soon as they try to sprout. Always remember the source of this new beginning. A humble request, a miracle granted. This memory will keep your hearts in the vibration of gratitude, which is the most powerful energy to sustain love. The cosmos heard the prayer, dear soul, and the answer was a resounding yes. A yes to love, a yes to healing, a yes to a new start. Receive this blessing with open arms and heart. You are deserving of this love. This is your truth. If this message connected with you and your situation, type in the comments. The miracle of love is happening in my existence now. Share your experiences in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.